I love that first movie so much, it breaks my heart that I hate this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host, Isaac Joel, and today we're going to be breaking down the latest film from Illumination and Universal, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Oh my God, fans have been dying for this film. The excitement is truly in the air. The marketing was fantastic. I loved the first movie. I genuinely liked the first Super Mario Bros. Movie so much so that I actually bought the movie on Steelbook when it came out. I'm not lying when I say I enjoy this movie just as much as I enjoy movies like TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, or Into the Spider-Verse. I really feel like Illumination finally got something right versus their Despicable Me, Minion movies, and all the other kind of garbage films that they make, to be honest with you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Illumination make the most recent Garfield movie? If they did, I absolutely hated it. It was awful. Let's stop casting Chris Pratt and everything. I really think it's culturally inappropriate that he's playing an Italian plumber, in my opinion. I know that's a little stupid for some of you, but it matters. It truly does matter. Representation. I love this movie. I think there's so many fantastic moments in it, truly. It has a lot of heart. It has a story. It has a message. It has a good message. Brothers united, coming together after being separated and trying to defend the princess and rescue her and the kingdom and all these other characters that they never knew existed. Their world literally just got bigger than they realized. And there was an awesome cliffhanger. I think it was like a post-credit scene that was leading up to Yoshi. Now, to give you guys a little background on me personally, I did not grow up playing the Super Mario games until later in my life. I grew up playing Yoshi's Island on the Nintendo. We had that at home and played it all the time. You collect the eggs would come out behind you. I love Yoshi as a character. He's one of my they are one of my favorite characters. I have to say that because technically Yoshi does not have a specific gender. He does not. I keep saying he because I just think Yoshi is a he based off the voice, based off his movements, the things he wears and does. So if I say he, please forgive me. Don't cancel me. I love Yoshi so much that I had to purchase the popcorn bucket. And no, I have not taken it out of the bag yet because it's so precious and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to keep it in here for a little bit longer. But my God, best 40 bucks I have ever spent in my life. Something like this easily could have cost me like 60. At that point, I kind of would have been like tottering, like, do I need it? Maybe not. But when I went to go see the movie, I saw a midnight screening of it, which, by the way, they don't do midnight screenings anymore since The Dark Knight Rises. So I'm not quite sure why they did that for this film, but I was there. I went to that midnight screening at AMC and it was packed. There were so many people there. Everyone was buying merchandise, cups, popcorn buckets, everything that they had available, they were buying. And a lot of people were buying that Yoshi bucket, which at the time I didn't even know existed. And I asked my brother, I was like, you know what? I don't like the toy buckets. You know, like, you know what I'm talking about, where they just look like action figures. Like, they're not practical popcorn buckets. Like, where do I put the popcorn? How am I going to clean it? All that kind of stuff. All that goes through my mind when purchasing one. So I like to just buy the regular tin circular ones and I add them to my collection and I stack them all on top of each other. It's easy for storage. This one is not so much easy for storage, but so many people were buying them and it was such a good deal. I was like, okay, that's a no-brainer. I absolutely have to get that bucket. So, but holy shit, was this movie absolutely disappointing. Just not meeting any of my expectations at all as a sequel, as a video game film, as a story. It really makes the first movie look like Citizen fucking Kane. And this one just looks like garbage to me. And I was so disappointed when watching this movie. I walked in there with high expectations after watching the first one, of course. And the return now of Yoshi coming onto the big screen unfolding. I assumed Yoshi was going to have a big, prominent role in this film. That's what it felt like. I thought the story would go something along the lines of this. Yoshi is a new character in the Mario world that is discovered by Mario and Luigi. However, Yoshi has a secret. He's hiding something. He knows something. People are after him. And now it's up to Mario and Luigi to protect him and get him across the galaxy to fulfill the quest and the destiny. That to me was perfect. That would have been, oh my God, I should write pitches for you guys. I make way better ideas and movies than you guys ever will in your life. No, instead, this movie is about Bowser Jr. Okay, fine. Another Bowser villain character. We already saw Bowser in the first one. I would have preferred that we held off on Junior until maybe a third movie, maybe a fourth later down the line. You know, let Bowser stay in jail a little bit longer. Let's introduce some new characters, new villains, people from other video games like Fox McCloud. There was so much potential with this movie, and it felt like a Jenga piece. Like all of it was there, and for whatever reason the writers just walked in and decided to smash it down and said, nah, that's not it. This is a boring quest movie. Absolutely boring. This is like one of those movies where it's like a part 2 leading into part 3, and so this one has to separate all the characters so that they can all come back later at the very end leading up until a third one. That's what this one felt like, and it was a huge migraine. They separated Princess Peach from Mario and Luigi for at least the first half of the movie, and then they come back together later. But everyone's wandering around, trying to look for something, trying to go here. We got to go there. We got to go here, get a ride. We got to go get there and get the thing. And it's boring. It's absolutely boring when you're just bouncing around on a quest like that. And it's not that I can't follow where you're going. It's not that it's too much. It's that it's just not interesting. What your mission, what your goal, what your objective is, none of it is working. This movie has a great addition of Princess Rosaline, played by Brie Larson, who I think is fantastic in this movie. She doesn't have enough screen time. I love her character. I love her powers. I love all that stuff. All the princess stuff actually works for me. I will say, I feel like we're getting very close to Disney princess-esque movie, because this one did not put Mario and Luigi at the forefront, at the center of it. They're not the main characters. It's Princess Peach and Princess Rosalie, because they're sisters and they're trying to find each other, which is a great story. If you want to look at it from a perspective, the first movie is essentially about brothers, and the second movie is about sisters. And that totally works. It's totally fine. But when you sideline your main characters and there's no arc, there's no growth with them, they're kind of just the exact same that they were from the beginning to the end. There's nothing much left to learn for them. Boring. It gets pretty boring and stale. There's some cool visual aspects of this, but not as cool as the first movie. I feel like this review is just going to end up me ranting and raving on how great the first film is, because you have that phenomenal Rainbow Bridge sequence. You have moments where Mario is practicing and doing obstacle courses with Donkey Kong. This movie has no Donkey Kong. All right, fine. You got no Donkey Kong, but you have additional characters, you know, like Fox McCloud, but he's highly underutilized. He's not used to his fullest potential. It's kind of lame. And also, I want to point this out with the marketing. For whatever reason, Mario Galaxy decided to drop the casting days, weeks before the movie ever came out. Like, what the hell kind of tactic is that? I understand they think, you know, if they drop this, people will go crazy and come. They announced that Yoshi's voice was going to be played by none other than Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. And when that news broke the internet, I thought to myself, okay, we have a very interesting dynamic happening right now, because a similar thing happened when Danny Trejo was casted as Boots in the live action Dora movie. Yes, I'm bringing it up. So I thought we were going to get a moment like that in this film, where Yoshi's going to like break through his voice and talk to Mario as Donald Glover, and Mario's gonna be like, "What did you just say?" And he's gonna be like, "Yoshi." And I thought that would have been hilarious, but no, yet again, a missed opportunity for them to do something funny and interesting and pushing it to another level. This movie feels so short. I honestly don't know what it's clocking at. It could be 90 minutes, it could be 80 minutes, it could be 70 minutes, but it's so short. It feels long because of the quest and everyone's going all over the place. But the movie goes by really quickly. And by the time it's over, you're like, oh, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember what just happened. I didn't retain any of that information. It just felt very stale to me. Something very interesting happened at the end of the movie. I was sitting next to my brother when we were watching it. And probably during the last 10 minutes, Mario and Princess Peach are doing this insane obstacle course that involves fire. And I literally said out loud, "Finally an obstacle course!" I went through this entire movie with no obstacle courses. That's all I want. It's a video game movie. Charlie Day, like, forgettable. One of my favorite actors, too, of all time. I think he's perfectly great as Luigi. I loved him in the first movie. A lot of people were hyping this movie up, and those are the hardcore Mario fans. If you're a hardcore fan of the game, the franchise, and all these characters, you might have a good time. For someone like me, I'm a huge fan of the Into the Spider-Verse movies because it takes that character, puts it in an animated world, but keeps it as mature and grounded as possible. They're pushing the visual effects within the animation and the style. All that stuff is really cool, and I really wished the Super Mario Brothers movies would do this, would kind of continue this pattern of like, all right, how can we level up the next one? This movie's called Galaxy, and it has very little galaxy in it. There's an awesome casino sequence with Princess Peach, but at the end of it, I kind of just like smacked my lips and was like, man, that would have been way better if it was Mario and Luigi doing that shit. If they were the ones on the quest, running around, trying to get what they need to get with Yoshi, doing all these cool obstacles. But instead, they kind of give all that stuff to Princess Peach. Which I'm not hating. I'm not against woman empowerment. Like, all the right to you. I get that. But this movie really feels like it's for children. And yeah, it absolutely is. A lot of people on the internet are kind of getting upset with critics and reviewers because they're like, oh, this movie sucks. It's not for adults. It's for children. Yeah, it's Illumination. What the fuck do you expect from the people that make Minions? Absolutely, it's for kids. But I want to make the argument saying, if I did have kids, would I bring them to this movie? What kind of conversations would we have? Would we bond over it? So, like, I really kind of put myself in that mindset. And I don't know, man. This is just one of those movies that I would just skip altogether and be like, you know what? We got the first one. Just pop on the first one. And you really don't need the second one because it's just kind of doing more or less the same and not really pushing its own boundaries. This movie has 2 post-credit scenes. There's a mid and one at the very end. And both of them have really nothing to do with Mario. Again, just nothing. They're setting up other stuff. They're setting up other characters, which is cool, which is fine. But if I'm being honest with you guys, and don't chastise me in the comments, these are just characters that I don't really care that much about. And I'm not talking about Fox McCloud. Like, that's an exception. Obviously, he's dope as hell, and I hope they do him justice. And I don't want to ruin the very last post-credit scene either if you guys haven't seen it. So it really has to do more so with that very last scene and this just becoming a Disney princess kind of property. And we're forgetting about Mario. We're forgetting about the character that made all this kind of happen. I read in an interview with Chris Pratt, and he was talking about, I think, like all the catchphrases that Mario says, or like Mamma Mia or Wahoo. And he does his best to not do them in the recording booth, he says. And he just feels like it doesn't sound right, or he still hasn't nailed it or gotten it, which, like, dude, you've been Mario for how many years now? And you're not confident in the way that you're presenting these lines and these dialogues. You're kind of just reading off the script. Like, dude, I'm sorry to say it, but Chris Pratt turned out to be one of the most disappointing, worthless actors in Hollywood. Because, dude, what are you even doing right now? Garfield? Mercy? Mario? Man, dude, you're a fucking Star-Lord. You're Andy Dwyer, man. You're one of the funniest, most talented dudes we know out there. And it doesn't feel like you're giving it your all. Or you should fire your agent, whoever's making all these deals for you. I'm sure you're going to have a great time coming back into the MCU as Star-Lord. But right now, his career outside of all that, Electric State, that was another one that went on Netflix with the Russo brothers. All these projects Chris Pratt has been doing have been tanking. They're not doing well at the box office. Nobody cares about any of these movies. He's doing kind of like just straight to DVD-esque type films that no one really cares about. And I'm really worried for this dude and his career. Obviously, he's got a lot of money. He's got that Arnold Schwarzenegger wife of his. So I'm sure he's doing fine in all that wealth. But, man, dude, your career is just like, where are we at with this, man? Come on, make some better decisions here. There's really not much else I could say about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Benny Safdie is okay. Jack Black is okay. All of the voice actors are fine. Donald Glover was a huge waste of time, money, resources. Literally, you guys could have just gotten the sound clips from the old video games and just thrown them in here and we would have been fine. You kind of could have done something like Peter Cullen, the guy who plays Optimus Prime. You could have kind of kept his voice around for all the movies. But no, they wanted to try and do their own thing, and this feels like a failed experiment. So I'm going to rate the Super Mario Galaxy movie 4 out of 10. This movie has some cool visual moments and some fun moments here and there, but overall, it's just a complete waste of time. It's a waste of resources. It's a waste of a good sequel, man. I hated this movie. I really did. And I thought I was going to walk in and absolutely love it and rave about it. And that's kind of why I didn't jump on here right away to give you guys my review, because a lot of people drop their reviews right away, the day of, the night of, the day after. And I had to sit on this kind of for a while because I was so conflicted with my own thoughts and my emotions. I was like, man, I love that first movie so much. It breaks my heart that I hate this. So that's where I'm at right now with the Mario Galaxy movie. I really don't want to see any sequels. I'm not interested in any more. I was very interested in this world and them doing more. But if this is what it's going to pan out to be moving forward as they keep progressing and making more and more of these movies, I'm going to say that I hope that they just stop and call it quits and close up shop. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I have been your host, Isaac Joel, and I'll catch you next time.